I walked in and heard my girlfriend say, "It's way bigger than his." I didn't plan to come home. I didn't have a gut feeling. I didn't suspect anything. If anything, I was just annoyed with work. We'd finished a morning meeting early, and instead of sticking around and pretending to look busy, I got up, grabbed my keys, and left. The apartment wasn't far. 10 minutes if the lights played nice. I figured I'd chill for a bit, maybe play a few games, eat, and go back later if anyone asked. But the second I pulled into the complex, something felt wrong. Not panic. Not jealousy. Just off. The first thing I noticed was her car. She told me she was out meeting her sister for brunch, some girls' only thing that apparently required dressing up and real clothes as she called them. But her car was in her usual spot, parked like it hadn't moved all morning. I sat in mine for a minute, staring. Then I got out, not even sure what I was hoping to prove. I took the stairs slow. Quiet. 3rd floor. Always hated that floor. It was the one where you can hear everything through the walls, TVs, arguments, even toilet flushes. But now, it was silent. When I reached the door, I saw something I'll never forget. The lock wasn't even turned. That alone was weird. She's obsessed with locking doors. Even when I take the trash out, she locks it behind me. Yet now, nothing. Not even the chain. I pushed the door open. No creak, no resistance. Inside, it smelled like candles. Vanilla or something like it. Her go-to scent when she's trying to impress or relax, or hide something. My shoes were still by the door, but next to them, another pair. Bigger. Men's. Heavy. Dirty soles. Like they belonged to someone who worked construction or a mechanic. Not the kind of guy she usually hangs out with. I didn't call out her name. I didn't cough or make noise. I just started walking, slow, heavy, like I was sleepwalking. The living room was empty. No sound. But as I passed the kitchen, I heard a faint thump. Then a low voice, male, deep, almost a whisper. Then her voice. Giggling. Giggling like she never did around me anymore. My legs moved on their own. Down the hall. I stopped in front of our bedroom door, which was half shut. A crack wide enough to catch a glimpse of movement. And then, clear as crystal, I heard it. Her voice. She said, "It's way bigger than his," followed by a moan and a muffled laugh. I didn't slam the door open. I didn't barge in. I didn't even blink. I stood there, staring at the gap in the door, and saw just enough in the reflection from the dresser mirror to piece together the scene. She was on top of him, her back arched, his hands gripping her thighs. Her head tilted back, eyes closed, the same face she used to make with me. Except now it wasn't for me. And she had the nerve to say it out loud. To compare. To laugh. The room spun. I should have felt rage. Should have exploded. But instead, everything slowed down. Like time hit pause and held its breath. I backed away. Quietly. I didn't make a sound. I walked past the boots, past the hallway, past the photos of her smiling, past the fridge where her dumb little magnet poetry spelled out "Love is trust." I stepped outside, closed the door gently behind me, and stood in the sun like nothing had happened. I wasn't shaking. I wasn't crying. I was focused. Because she forgot a few things. She forgot the lease was in my name. She forgot I pay the Wi-Fi. She forgot that little black security cam I set up when packages started going missing. The one with a perfect view of the bedroom door from the hallway. She forgot that she's not the only one who knows how to lie. I walked to the car, got in, and drove off, just far enough to think. She didn't even notice I came in. That part hurt more than anything. I could have been anyone. I could have had a weapon. I could have been a threat. She didn't lock the door because she didn't expect me to come back. That meant it wasn't the first time. So I started planning. First, I checked the cam footage remotely. Bingo! Clear as day. He came in at 10:43 a.m. while she was in nothing but a robe. She let him in like it was routine. Not a kiss on the cheek. Not a hesitant glance. Just a full open arm hug, and then they disappeared into the room. She even turned on a playlist. Chill Vibes, it was called. What a joke. I screen recorded everything. Every angle. Every second. Then I did something worse. I turned on the microphone. Her voice was clearer than I thought. "You're seriously going to ruin me," she said. He laughed. She followed it with, "Don't stop. I need this." He's so boring now. It's like dating a pillow. I paused the audio. My hands were clenched, nails in skin. But I didn't break. I just breathed in. Out. In. Out. Then I backed up the files to 2 drives, one in the cloud, one on a USB I kept in the car. Step 1 was done. Evidence secured. The next step was the hard one. I had to pretend. I had to walk back in that house, look her in the eye, and act like I didn't hear a thing. So I waited. I parked 2 streets over and waited until the app on my phone showed that the mystery guy had left. Then I drove back, unlocked the door again, she hadn't locked it, and walked in. She was on the couch in a hoodie and shorts, pretending to scroll on her phone like nothing happened. She looked up. "Hey, babe. You're home early." She smiled. I smiled back. "Yeah. Thought I'd surprise you." She stood up and kissed me. I kissed her back. My stomach turned, but I didn't flinch. She tasted like wine and strawberry lip gloss. She smelled like fake vanilla and sweat. I didn't say a word. I just asked if she wanted lunch. She nodded. I made pasta. She talked about her brunch. I nodded. Asked about her sister. She lied to my face. I nodded again. I cleaned the dishes. I smiled. I even hugged her when she asked. And inside, I was rewriting everything. Because tomorrow, the real plan would begin. She went to sleep like nothing happened. Same side of the bed. Same breathing rhythm. Same light snore when she rolled over. She even threw an arm across my chest around 3 a.m., like she still belonged there. I stared at the ceiling the entire night. I didn't sleep. Not because I was heartbroken or confused. Those emotions were gone. Burned out. What I felt now was purpose. Cold, clear, focused purpose. By sunrise, I had my checklist. I wasn't going to scream. I wasn't going to confront her. I wasn't even going to let her know I knew, until everything was ready. Because this wasn't about one affair. It was about humiliation. It was about betrayal. It was about how easy it was for her to lie to me every single day and act like she respected me. I got out of bed quietly and headed to the bathroom. Locked the door. Took out the small notebook I kept under the sink, the one I used to write down house expenses and passwords. I flipped to a fresh page and began to outline her destruction. Step 1, record everything. I already had the footage. But now I wanted more. I installed a second camera while she was in the shower that morning. A pinhole lens disguised inside an old wall clock facing the couch and hallway. Nothing illegal, it was our apartment. Legally mine. Ethically? Who cares? Step 2, control her schedule. I started asking more questions about her plans. Where she was going. With who? She didn't even hesitate. She lied with the confidence of a politician. I nodded every time. Smiled. Kissed her forehead. Made her breakfast. And every time she said out with the girls or just errands, I took note of the timestamps on the security feed. Step 3, bait the hook. I started acting different. Not suspicious, just slightly better. I dressed a little sharper. I hit the gym again. I smiled more. I told her she was beautiful in ways I hadn't before. I even left little notes on the bathroom mirror. She started clinging harder. Maybe guilt. Maybe fear. Or maybe she just liked the idea of attention from two men at once. But I wasn't doing it for her. I was doing it because I wanted her defenses down when I pulled the rug out. I wanted her to feel secure before the fall. One night, she left for book club. I waited 5 minutes, then opened my laptop and watched the live feed. Nothing for a while. I almost believed her. But then, there he was again. Same guy. Baseball cap this time. Same work boots. She opened the door and pulled him in before he even spoke. They didn't waste time. She led him straight to the couch. Started kissing him like she was starving. The audio crackled. I turned it up. "You miss me," he said. "God, yes," she whispered. "He's been so clingy lately." I hit record. Did he suspect anything? Not a chance. He thinks I'm out with friends right now. He laughed. Poor bastard. She laughed too. I sat in front of the screen and smiled. Then I clicked download and backed up the file with the others. That weekend, I booked a table at her favorite restaurant. It wasn't cheap. I even ordered wine. Told her I'd been feeling distant lately and wanted to reconnect. Her eyes welled up a little. She held my hand across the table and said, "I've missed you too." I nodded like a fool. She said she wanted to try harder. I said, "Me too." She didn't know that was our last date. The following day, I called her sister and invited her and their mom over for dinner the next week. I told them I wanted to surprise my girlfriend with a small thank you party, just for fun. They agreed, said she'd love that. I told them to come at 6:30 sharp. I marked it on my calendar. That same day, I visited our leasing office. Spoke to the manager. Told him I was considering moving out and needed to know about removing someone from the lease. He gave me the forms. Just in case, I told him. I also scheduled a meeting with a lawyer friend, just a chat, nothing official. Asked about tenant rights, camera laws, and how to evict someone the clean, legal way. He gave me more than I needed. By now, I had over a dozen recordings. Some were silent video clips. Others were full-blown audio files of them talking trash about me while they had sex in my bed, on my couch, even once in the goddamn kitchen. I didn't watch them all. Didn't need to. I already had the greatest hits. A few particularly cruel ones stood out. Like the time she said he wouldn't know what to do with me even if I begged him. Or the time she told the guy, "I fake it every time." He's clueless. Each clip was a nail. And I had a whole toolbox ready. The day before that surprise dinner, I took the afternoon off work and prepared. I cleaned the apartment. Set the table. Got a cake. Nothing fancy, store-bought, with thank you written in blue icing. I even bought a few balloons. The point wasn't subtlety. It was setting the stage. Around 6 p.m., she texted saying she'd be home late from yoga. I didn't respond. At 6:15, her sister and mom arrived, smiling, wine bottles in hand. I welcomed them in. Her mom hugged me and said, "You're such a good man." I nodded. At 6:28, I pressed play. The living room TV lit up. Not a Netflix logo. Not a slideshow. A video file. Her mom was the first to react. "What's this?" I said nothing. Then the audio hit. Her voice. Clear. Loud. Way bigger than his. Her mom's face froze. Her sister gasped. The screen showed her, riding that man in our bed, eyes closed, saying things no daughter should say in front of her mother. Her mom whispered, "Is this real?" I nodded once. Another clip rolled. Then another. Then another. Her mom turned away, hand over her mouth. Her sister just stared. Shock. Disgust. At 6:34, the front door opened. She walked in holding a yoga mat. Hey! Then she saw them. Her family. The TV. Me. She dropped the mat. The color drained from her face. And that was when I spoke for the first time in days. Welcome home. The silence after I said welcome home lasted longer than I expected. She didn't run. She didn't scream. She didn't even speak. Her eyes flicked between me, her mom, her sister, and the giant TV screen behind them. The TV still played the footage. Not the worst one, not the loudest one, but enough. She blinked like she was trying to wake up from a dream, like her brain refused to register what she was seeing. I watched her lips part slightly, then close again. She opened her mouth to say something, then didn't. I gave her time. I wanted to see which lie she'd choose first. Finally, she whispered, What is this? Her mother turned toward her, mouth trembling. You tell us. She took one shaky step forward, then stopped. It's not what it looks like, she said. I actually laughed. Not bitterly. Just naturally. Because that line? That pathetic, worn-out, childish line? It was the first thing she came up with. I tilted my head toward the screen. So that's not you? I asked. Or is that not him? Or was it, like, deepfake technology and I just got scammed by the Russians? She winced. Let's talk in private. No, her mom snapped. You can talk to us. All of us. Right here. Right now. She glanced at me again. Then her sister. Then back at the screen. Her posture changed. She shifted from shame to defense. You recorded me? You spied on me in my own home. I nodded. Yeah. You know, the home I pay for. The one with my name on the lease. The one you decided to bring strangers into so you could cheat on me with someone who looks like he sleeps in his truck. Her jaw clenched. That's illegal. I smiled. Nope. I checked. Lawyer confirmed everything. Audio and video surveillance are perfectly legal in your own home. And guess what? You don't live here anymore. She blinked again. What? I reached into the drawer next to the TV and pulled out the envelope. Inside were the printed screenshots, timestamps, rental forms, and a notice of eviction signed by me and the landlord. You've got 72 hours to get your stuff out, I said. Don't worry. I'll give you a box for each lie you told. Her sister sat down on the couch without a word. Her mother stayed standing, arms crossed tightly. How long? Her mom asked. She shook her head, pretending not to understand. Her mom's voice hardened. How long have you been doing this? Her eyes dropped to the floor. A couple months. I corrected her. 7. 7 months. For different guys. Though the one with the work boots is your favorite, apparently. He's in 6 videos. She turned red. Not the cute kind of embarrassed red. The kind where blood rises because the body's panicking. This isn't how you handle something like this, she said, voice wobbling. You don't humiliate people. You don't ambush them. I stepped closer. You did this to yourself. I just brought a mirror. Then I turned back to the TV and hit pause. The frozen frame was perfect, her mid-motion, mid-laugh, hair a mess, hands gripping someone who wasn't me. I let the silence sit there like a body in the room. Her mom finally broke it. Get out, she said. My girlfriend looked at me, stunned. Her mom repeated, louder, get out. I live here, she said weakly. Not anymore, I replied. She walked into the bedroom without another word. A minute later, she returned with a bag half-zipped and 2 pairs of shoes clutched to her chest. She didn't say goodbye. Didn't apologize. Didn't cry. When she reached the door, I stopped her. "One more thing," I said. She froze. I held up my phone and tapped the screen. Every video is backed up in 3 places. One of them's a drive with your name on it. You're going to take it with you. If I ever hear that you lied about what happened, that you twisted this story to anyone we know, that you said I was abusive or controlling or any of that bullshit, I'll press upload so fast your new boy toy will get fired before he finishes zipping his jeans. You understand?" She nodded without looking up. "Say it," I said. "Say you understand." "I understand," she muttered. Then she was gone. Her mom sat down on the edge of the couch and just stared at the floor. Her sister leaned forward with her head in her hands. No one moved for a while. Eventually, her mom spoke. "I don't know what to say." I shook my head. "You don't have to." She looked at me with genuine sadness. I really thought she was better than this. So did I. They didn't stay long. They helped me clean up the cake and the wine and left around 8:30. Before she walked out the door, her mom hugged me again. This time it felt more like a goodbye. After they left, I didn't cry. I didn't break anything. I didn't scream into a pillow. I just sat on the couch and opened a beer. I looked around the living room. Same furniture. Same pictures. Same candles. But everything felt foreign. It was like I had walked back into a life that wasn't mine anymore. I finished the beer and turned on the TV. A real show this time. Something stupid. I don't even remember what it was. I just needed sound that wasn't her voice. I slept on the couch that night. 3 days passed. I didn't hear from her. She didn't show up to grab the rest of her things. The eviction notice I gave her said she had 72 hours to be gone. I wasn't bluffing, and I knew she knew that. On the 3rd evening, around 9 p.m., I heard a knock on the door. Not a confident knock. It was light. Hesitant. I opened it without saying a word. There she was. Hoodie. No makeup. Hair tied back like she had just come from crying. Her eyes were red. She didn't look angry. She looked scared. I didn't say anything. Just stepped aside and let her in. She entered slowly, holding a large duffel bag, scanning the place like it was a childhood home she barely remembered. "I just came to get the rest of my stuff," she said softly. I nodded and went back to the kitchen. I didn't want her here long. I didn't want her talking. I just wanted her gone. But of course, she couldn't help herself. "You know I didn't plan for any of this," she said. "It just happened." I didn't look up. 7 months just happened. I was confused. You were never confused. You were careful. You lied. You managed schedules. You coordinated it all while sleeping next to me every night. You weren't confused. You were cold. She didn't argue. Probably because she knew I was right. She just stood there quietly for a moment, like she was waiting for me to say something she could latch onto, anything that suggested there was still hope. I gave her nothing. "I miss you," she said. Still nothing. "I know you don't believe me, but I still love you." I set my glass down and finally looked her in the eyes. "No, you don't. You miss security. You miss comfort. You miss the version of me that didn't know who you really were." Her voice cracked. "It was a mistake. You said it was better. You said it was way bigger than mine. That's not a mistake. That's a choice. You could have left. You could have told me the truth. But you wanted to have both." She bit her lip and looked away, jaw clenched, tears threatening. "I was scared to lose you. You lost me the second you opened your legs for someone else and laughed about it in my bed. Silence. Then she said it. The one thing that actually pissed me off. Can we try again? I laughed once. It wasn't a happy sound. It came from a place so far removed from love that even she flinched. Try what, exactly? Me pretending I don't see you differently? You pretending you didn't spit on everything we built? It didn't mean anything. It meant everything, I snapped, stepping toward her. You destroyed something real for something that lasted 20 minutes. Repeatedly. Don't stand here and insult both of us by pretending it was meaningless. Her face broke. For real this time. Tears ran. Shoulders shook. But I didn't care. That was the part that surprised me the most. I thought I'd feel a little satisfaction. Maybe even power. But I didn't. I just felt done. Like she was a stranger whose drama I had accidentally walked into. She took her bag, gathered a few things from the bedroom, and left quietly. No final words. No slam of the door. Just footsteps down the hallway and silence. A week later, I changed the locks. I threw out the sheets. I took down the photos. I deleted our shared playlists, cancelled our streaming accounts, and started rebuilding my routine. I didn't tell anyone the full story except one close friend, just so I could say it out loud and move on. A few months went by. One morning, I got a message request on Instagram from a burner account. No photo. No followers. Just one sentence, I'm sorry. I miss you. I didn't reply. Another account followed me on TikTok. No content. Same username style. Blocked it immediately. Then a letter came in the mail. Handwritten. No return address. Her handwriting, of course. She talked about therapy. About finding herself. About how much she regrets what she did. Asked if I'd be willing to meet just once, not to get back together, but for closure. Said she wanted to say it to my face. I didn't respond. I shredded the letter, tossed it in the trash, and went back to making coffee. Because some things don't deserve closure. Some people don't deserve redemption. Some bridges don't burn. They explode. And I'm not walking through the smoke to pull someone out who danced in the fire.